evening everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do an eat with me Q&A. I'm eating lunch right now. This is your sign to go get a snack or lunch or dinner or breakfast, whatever it is. Go and get it. Even if your brain's telling you not to, even if you're feeling like you don't deserve it, I'm telling you now, go and get food if you're hungry and if you need to. So I've got 2 pita breads, hummus, and then some garlic and herb olives. I literally have like, I swear, like 4 in here and like a bit of mush, but there's no way I'm wasting them because olives are like my favourite food. So I asked for questions on Instagram and I got quite a lot. So I've chosen some that I want to answer for sure, and then if I have time I will go ahead and answer some extra ones. I also have like this one really stubborn bit of hair today that just will not lie flat, so that's always a fun time. I also, just a bit of added information for you, on my period today, so really not in the best physical zone. Anyways, why have I just got sidetracked from doing the actual Q&A? Right, for reference, if you're new here, been in anorexia recovery for like 15-16 months now. Had anorexia for quite a while in my teens. There are going to be a lot of recovery centered questions in this, I think. Okay, so first question, how do you pronounce your name? I get asked this like constantly because obviously my channel just says Ro. My full name is Roisin, so that's where the shortened Ro comes from, but it's obviously Irish and hard to spell. Next question is being a vegetarian ever a form of restriction, and how has it been in your experience? Definitely not a form of restriction, like definitely not. I used to like love meat when I was younger. I think that's because I could never really conceptualize where it came from, and this is not to make anyone feel bad if you are a meat eater, like you do whatever, but personally I think it's definitely not a form of restriction because I just don't feel like I could eat an animal that is not alive, basically. But I'm obviously not vegan. I get so many questions like whether I'm vegan and like why I'm having like cheese if I'm vegan, and like, guys, I'm not vegan. I'm just not. I never have been, I never will be. Like, veganism would be restrictive for me, vegetarianism is not. How did you meet your boyfriend? This is a fun one. Everyone's been asking this. So basically, if you've been here for a while, you might have seen my friend Ella in my vlogs, right? So this is like a really confusing situation, and I explained it before and somebody commented like it sounds like we're in a sitcom, and it kind of does. Ella, my best friend, dating a boy, been together for ages. Boy has a best friend. We start going out together in the summer all the time, like going on drives, going out for meals, just like hanging out together, and then we obviously just like get on really well as friends, and we're friends for ages. There was just friendship, and then we just got closer and closer and closer and closer, and then I really liked him, he really liked me, and then here we are. So started as friends, basically, mutual friends, and now all 4 of us live in a house together. So yeah. The other question I keep getting asked about the whole boyfriend situation is how did you tell him about your eating disorder? Like, I'm not gonna lie here, like I have an online presence that very heavily has come about from me having an eating disorder. You cannot really look at my account and escape knowing. Does that even make sense? Escape knowing? Anyway, so effectively what I'm saying is just he already knew and I didn't have to tell him. It was pretty blatant. Also, addressing something that I didn't realise people had been wondering, but I got like a ton of questions about this. Am I doing my A-levels soon, and how are my A-levels going? My A-levels are indeed not going. I may or may not be sitting my A-levels because I may or may not just not be in college or studying anymore. It's definitely not because I've like quit college and dropped out and want to do YouTube. Not about that. I'm gonna move back a bit because I feel like it might be helpful for you to actually see my food. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I did throw a picture at myself. I thought I might have. Right, so I know I've mentioned quite a few times on here that I have other stuff going on in my brain. That makes it very, very, very hard to concentrate and take new information in and think, and just lots and lots of anxiety. So I'm really like sad about it, but yeah, I'm not doing college anymore. I couldn't do A-levels and it was making me worse. My plan for life is not YouTube though. I know I also had questions about that. I don't want to do just YouTube with my life. I'm not out here trying to be an influencer. I do love doing it though, and I do love like being able to influence in a positive way and share things that I like generally, but it's not my goal for life. But then again, my goal is to help people and be in a job where I can help people, especially with eating disorders and mental health. So next question is, do all your Jellycats have names? I don't know if you can kind of... There's 12 of them. I now have 12. In January I had 4, literally 4. Now I have 12. They provide me so much serotonin and so much comfort. I can't really explain. Like, I used to be obsessed with Build-A-Bear when I was younger. I had like 8 of them. Every Christmas I'd be like, I want a new Build-A-Bear. I was easy to please as a kid. They do all have names, like every single one, but there's 12 of them, so I'm not going to sit here and like state them all to you. The next one is something I get asked like a hell of a lot, and I'm kind of guessing it's because some of you struggle with this and you just want to know if I like did as well. Did I struggle with binging throughout my eating disorder? And the answer to that, genuinely, I know some people have said like they don't believe me when I'm saying this, but I didn't struggle with it. Thankfully, it's a very common issue with people with anorexia, I believe. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know enough to like talk about it, but I do just want to say that like even if I haven't struggled with it and you are struggling with it, like you're not alone. Like you're not weird or strange, or like I feel like there's this kind of like, I don't know what the word is, stigma around binge eating disorder, and as if kind of people with anorexia have more control, like, you know, more self-control, or it's almost like sometimes it's seen as a more favourable eating disorder. In my opinion, I feel like that's what I've noticed. No eating disorder is better than another, and no eating disorder behaviour is favourable to another or will make people perceive you in a better light. Like they are all horrendous. They are equally as bad as each other. If you are struggling with binging, that is a serious issue, but it also doesn't take away from the fact that you're struggling with anorexia. Sure, anorexia is characterised by restriction and everything, but when your body's in constant restriction, of course it's going to want to binge. Like I feel like that's a natural thing. I don't know why I didn't struggle with it, but it is a common thing for all of you who are asking and are potentially worried about it. I can just see this bit of hair and I keep thinking that it's like a curl going out like this, and then it's not, and I keep playing with it, but you get me. How do you cope with seeing people around you relapsing / not gaining the weight while I'm doing the opposite? Now, if you're in treatment or you have like loads of like people with restrictive eating disorders as your friends, this wouldn't apply to you. But if you're talking about comparing yourself to people on the internet and like other people that are saying they're going through anorexia and not gaining any weight, just don't see it. Like just don't. I know that sounds like a joke, I know it sounds so stupid, but the reason that I never really struggled with that was because I just don't follow those accounts. The second I see someone claiming to be recovering, they don't gain any weight and nothing changes, I just unfollowed them and I never saw it again. Because I just knew it was going to negatively impact me, because I'm doing my thing. Like I'm getting my own life back. Like I can't control what anyone else does. They're not more ill than me because they're not recovering. Like that's not how this works. You've made the decision to get your life back. That doesn't mean you're less ill than somebody else. I was in the middle of something then. Someone's just started like either mowing their lawn or drilling. Oh, they've stopped. Thanks. Oh yeah, I think I was saying that like it's not a good thing to want to be the most ill, because you're going to end up like trying to compete for the rest of your life with unrealistic expectations on yourself, and like being the most ill is like not even a thing. Even if someone struggled for longer than you, struggled in different ways, i.e. being in hospital when you haven't been, it does not matter. It really doesn't matter. Your recovery is your recovery. You've got to get your life back. If you're constantly being held back by other people, you're affecting your own life. You need to focus on you. Do you think you're fully recovered? Truth be told, no I don't. I know I'm gonna get there though, and I know I've been saying that for like a while now, but I think like I struggled with anorexia for a very long time and I haven't shared the full extent of the things that I went through on this channel. So I think mentally it probably will take me a little while longer to recover, but I'm so determined to that I know I'm just going to. It's just like little things take me back sometimes and I'm like, ah shit, like I need to work on that. We went out for a meal the other night for my brother's birthday, and obviously calories on menus thing has come back, because obviously I've been open about like calorie counting and stuff, and I used to have this habit where I was so obsessed with food that I would read menus and read the nutritional information online just as a little hobby because I had nothing in my life. I don't know what I got from that. We went to I think it was like a South American restaurant, and we walked in and my mum said like, do you have any menus without calories? And the guy was like, oh no, sorry, we don't. I then ended up looking at the vegetarian menu and I was trying to avoid the calories. I really was, but they are so in your face, and I did make a post about all my tips on Instagram and they won't take it away, but I hope they might make it easier. He'd obviously said to one of his colleagues about us asking for that, so then a lovely lady came over and said that she was happy to get me a vegetarian menu and just scribble everything out on it. So I immediately just stopped looking at the one I had. She, bless her, like incredible lady, went and got me a new menu with everything scribbled out on it. Not everything, like I could read it but not the calories. And then I read the menu without the calories on and it automatically felt so much easier. But the moment in that kind of like made me think was that I saw all the calories, and as someone who stopped calorie counting a long time ago, I don't really look at calories anymore. But the calories were so obviously there that all of a sudden I was like, I can't get what I want because I feel so bad. And I genuinely went to the toilet and cried. I don't know if my brother knows that and he's gonna watch this. Like I was literally fine, don't worry Rory. Like, I wasn't good. It was just overwhelming. Do you still follow the meal plan structure of 3 meals, 3 snacks? I'm in no way, shape or form on a meal plan. Generally, I eat 3 meals and 3 snacks because I know that that's what keeps my like blood sugars up and everything, because if I don't eat in between those times, I will start to get really shaky and feel ill. I don't follow a meal plan, but I follow a structure. This next question is a fun one. Did you ever experience mean high school girls, e.g. getting left out of things or bullying? Yeah, I did, and it ruined my self-esteem. The nature of my school was just things changed all the time, and I just went from group to group, but I did get left out of things a lot, and I did kind of get bullied, and I think I just thought there was something wrong with me, and that's why people were like just didn't like me. But I think generally girls at that age, probably up until the age of 17, 18, I mean some girls never mature out of it, but girls just can be bitchy, girls can be horrible. Once they get into groups, they just follow each other's lead and are horrible. So yeah, basically, and I do think that that's probably part of where my really awful self-esteem came from. Did you struggle with needing to feel empty before eating, and what do you do about this? Yeah, for sure. I went through a long phase where I think it was early recovery, where I was kind of like, well, I'm still full from like breakfast, why the hell would I eat a snack? Like, I didn't need it. But I'd always have to tell myself that like the fact that I'm like can still feel food in my stomach does not mean that I don't need to eat again. Like, food being in my stomach and hunger or a need for energy are completely separate things. Just because I might not feel the hungriest in the world, like I need to gain weight and I need to keep going and recover, which means eat, and I can't be worried about whether there's still food in my stomach, because there is always food in my stomach, whether I like feel full or feel empty. Like, it doesn't make a difference. I need that food. By the way, I know I just said about gaining weight. I'm not gaining weight now, and I didn't need to gain weight, but I'm talking about back then. The other thing of feeling empty, I know I actually spoke about this before, and people were like, oh my god, I didn't know that was a thing. I used to have to wee before every single meal or snack, because I genuinely was just like, I can't do it otherwise. Like, I need to have like taken a pee, otherwise I'm not going to enjoy it and it's going to be messed up. I don't even know. That was another like feeling like I had to be empty of pee so that it wouldn't affect my meal or snack, which sounds really strange and is really strange. But if you struggle with that, you are not alone. Just weird eating disorder things. But I broke that and I'm very happy about it. More questions? A book you can recommend for us? Tabitha Farrar, Rehabilitate, Rewire, Recover. I don't know if it's written in those orders, but I'll put a picture here. Genuinely incredible. Only book I've read for about 2 years because I can't focus on anything, but that was speaking to me so much about the like position I was in that I could stay focused on that, and I read that in like my early recovery, like read it in the first week. Incredible. It helped me so much. Now I think this is really interesting. Do you think publicising your recovery helped reduce guilt, as you could make it known that weight gain was intentional, that you were in recovery from an illness, and your journey was also helping others? I don't think I ever really found it helpful in the weight gain sense. I think I probably found it more to an extent unhelpful, because I knew that people were looking at me and scrutinising my body, and obviously when my body dysmorphia was really bad, I was just convinced that I was fat and that everyone's going to be thinking the same thing. But then generally I do think that if you are open about your recovery and you're letting people know that you're recovering, I think it probably does help you feel a bit better about it, because a lot of anorexia is about what other people think of you, and I think once you get the label anorexic, you think that going to recovery is really scary because everyone's going to think that you were faking it or you were doing it for attention or something like that. And obviously nobody ever fakes it or does it for attention if they genuinely have anorexia, because it's life ruining and nobody wants it. But I think then when you go about kind of saying, oh no, I'm recovering, like I'm trying to gain this weight and like thanks for noticing, or if people have noticed and they've not even made a comment about it, I genuinely do think that just having people know that it's intentional probably does help. But that wasn't part of why I put it on YouTube, if you know what I mean. Next question is, it's not even really a question, it's kind of a statement. Gaining weight hurts so bad and I'm so afraid of the new life and if I'll regret recovery. I have never heard a single person say that they regret recovering. Not once. Not a single person. You're not going to grow into a new life where you can actually experience joy and do good things and live some sort of a meaningful life and regret it. Like, where would the regret come from? You're only gaining joy. Yeah, at times you might dislike your body and you might long for the old body you had, but the joy and the freedom you have in your life is going to far outweigh that. I have not once thought like, oh, really regret getting to this stage. Recovery has given me everything. Like, I have a completely different life to what I would have had if I'd have carried on restricting. Like, I don't even know if I would have had a life at this point. So I'm gonna regret recovery. It's a real struggle, but it's never gonna happen. What's your favourite form of movement? I like this question because I also got other questions like, do you work out and what's your workout routine? Like, guys, I'm never sharing that. I'm never telling you that. I don't even like probably work out. Like, I do little like gentle workouts every so often just to feel a bit stronger and to move and make myself feel good, not in an anorexic way and not in a trying to lose weight way. But anyways, my favourite form of movement is squash. I literally played it yesterday and it felt so incredible to be able to like expend so much energy and not feel exhausted because of it and not be breathless and wishing that it would end. Like, I played the full session and I was fine, and I went home and ate as much as I was hungry for, and I was eating it. I was like, this is like the equivalent of my breakfast, and then I was like, well, I don't really care because like I'm hungry for it, so what does it matter? I'm actually at the end of this hummus now. It's only taken me like half an hour. I never eat this slowly. It's because I never talk this much when I'm eating. Oh, I left the fucking lid downstairs. Now I'm gonna eat my 5 olives that I left myself. Always future thinking. Always putting future me first. I think I'm gonna get myself some chocolate in a minute. I'm on my period and like really craving it, so what do you turn to on the most difficult days? My singular comfort movie, which, call me weird, Shrek. Any form of Shrek, but mainly like Shrek 1 and 2. Literally what I turn to when I'm having the worst days. Just curl up, watch Shrek. Cuddle a Jellycat. I'll choose a Jellycat and it'll just stay with me. I have a weighted blanket that I get under, which is really helpful. Music, cups of tea, not in like a Cam's telling you you're in a crisis, have a cup of tea kind of way, but just kind of like a comforting drink kind of way. Eating disorder wise, I will turn to the affirmations that I tell myself, which kind of consist of me deserving to eat and I have to, and I haven't come this far to only go this far. You know, all of them. If you look through my Instagram, you'll find them. Feeling not special because I'm no longer underweight. I'm just average. Being underweight doesn't make you special. Even if society has kind of pushed this like, wow, this woman's so great because she's so skinny and her hips are so wide and her bum's so big. Like, they're not more special than you because of that. A body is a body. Everyone has a body and it literally doesn't matter what it looks like. There's no correlation between like greatness and underweightness. That rhymed. It doesn't make you special. If anything, you're a lot more special because you're not underweight, because you've probably got a lot more life in you, a lot more light in your eyes. Assuming that you've gained weight by choice, like, that's an incredible achievement and you are special for having the courage in you to do that. There is nothing good about being underweight, and that'll be your eating disorder lying to you. I'm gonna go and eat a bag of minstrels, I think. I'm like so zoned out today because I'm on my period and I'm just like, I get a lot worse pains than I think I'm meant to. Anyways, complete TMI, nobody asks. Just letting you know why I feel like shit today. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Okay, before I actually go, I've done my classic thing of forgetting to mention something that I'm really excited about, which is the fact that the t-shirts and hoodies are still on sale. I will leave the amount of days that they're left on sale for on screen because I can't do the maths in my head. But if you want to grab one, they are available internationally, they are sustainable, and I hope they'll pick you up a bit. So I'll leave the link in the description. Please look after yourself. If you ate with this and you were struggling, I'm really, really proud of you and thank you for eating with me. I will see you all soon. Be kind to yourself and I'm gonna love you and leave you.